Hey everybody, Graham here. So once again, I must apologize for not dropping any videos lately. I am gonna plead my usual excuse, which is that the move is eating my brain. So just to update you on that, our condo is sold. We're closing on it at the end of June. We have found a house to buy. We've had our offer accepted, and we will probably be closing on that sometime around the end of July. And in the meantime, we are surfing Airbnbs. So I guess technically we're homeless for a month, but yeah, we do have lodgings. So what I wanted to talk about today is Danny Masterson, because yesterday the jury came back and announced that they had come to a verdict on two of the counts and were deadlocked on one of them. And that's okay, because they needed two of the three counts to put Danny in jail, and they've gotten two of the three counts. So Danny Masterson is a convicted rapist, and he's going to jail. We don't know exactly how long, but it will likely be at least 30 years, since each of the charges carries a mandatory minimum of 15 years. It's 15 years to life is the sentence for this. And my understanding is that in California, life is regarded as 30 years. So if he gets the maximum sentence, he could be eligible for parole in 60 years. But given the fact that he is 47 now, in 60 years he would be 107. And if he is still alive at that point, which is possible but not likely, he's going to be a very, very old man. And even if he just gets the minimum, he'll still be 77 when he gets out. So effectively, he's going away for the rest of his life. He might touch grass again when he's in his 70s. Maybe, but maybe not. We'll see. I'm not sure when sentencing is going to be, but it should be pretty soon. But I don't know that it really matters. He's going to jail. He's going to jail for at least 30 years. And I don't see what more could be asked for. So it was Jane Doe 3 that they deadlocked on, and that was a little bit more difficult of a thing to prove, I guess. But they got 2, and that's what's important. So yay for that. Now, other things are coming up that are related to this. The first thing is that there is going to be an evidentiary hearing to find out how Scientology's lawyer, who is representing them in an upcoming civil trial that I'll talk about in a second, how she got her hands on the discovery materials that the prosecution turned over to the defense. And another thing to note about those materials is that the judge specifically said that they were not to be shared with anyone. So however this happened, it happened in direct contravention of the judge's orders, and I don't think Judge Almeida is going to be super happy about that. So there's going to be a hearing to find out how that happened, which ought to be super interesting. And then, of course, there is the civil trial that I just mentioned, and that is where some of the Jane Does, I don't know if it's all of them, and it may involve some who were victims of Danny who didn't have their experiences made into charges. But they are suing Danny and the church and David Miscavige. So that is going to be very interesting, particularly with the amount of Scientology-oriented testimony that came into this trial. I'll be interested to see what comes into that trial. There's also the possibility that he could be prosecuted in Canada. One of his victims is Canadian and lives in Canada now. So in theory, he could be prosecuted in Canada for that. I don't know if that would affect him at all. I mean, maybe when he's, in his 70s and he's leaning on his walker coming out of the jail, they'll scoop him up and take him to Canada. And he can spend the rest of his life in a Canadian prison, which I'm sure Canadian prisons are just as bad as any other prisons, but I just kind of imagine that Canadian prisons are very nice and all the prisoners are very polite to each other. I'm sure that's not true, but I don't know, makes me laugh. Anyway, so there it is. That is the story of Danny Masterson. I was watching Aaron last night. In fact, I stayed up way too late watching Aaron's video on it. It was about an hour long, and I didn't start watching it till about midnight. So I was up past my bedtime, and I'm feeling it today. But anyway, that is the story. I'm going to keep my eye on this. This is like the one... Actually, no, there's two celebrity things that I'm kind of interested in right now. So it's this one, and then completely on the opposite side of the spectrum, I've been kind of paying attention to the Marilyn Manson case, which is looking like the accusers are completely fabricating everything. I haven't really talked too much about that. I'm not a fan of Marilyn Manson. I'm interested in this because it kind of dovetails with the Johnny Depp thing. But I also think it makes a good counterpoint to the Danny Masterson thing, because it may have been kind of tempting to look at this Danny Masterson thing as another Me Too hoax, that, you have these women coming out of the woodwork. They think there's money to be had here. This is a completely different thing. The Danny Masterson thing, first of all, it's a criminal trial. He was found guilty. If you paid attention to the evidence as it was being presented, it's pretty apparent that he's guilty. At least I think so. I mean, granted, there haven't been cameras in the courtroom, so it's not like the Johnny Depp trial in that we can't kind of watch it and see the testimony for ourselves. But, the people who were at the trial were reporting on it, and so we did get to at least get an idea of what was going on. But I just want to make this point, because there are a lot of these people who are out sort of defending Amber Heard, and I don't know if they're going to end up, glomming on to the Marilyn Manson accuser or what. So it'd be very easy to see the Danny Masterson thing as another example of the kind of thing that went on with Johnny Depp and the kind of thing that's going on with Marilyn Manson. But that really is not true. These are instances where Danny Masterson planned and executed his thing, and this really happened. And had it not been for the interference of Scientology, he might have been prosecuted for this 20 years ago. So they're not at all the same. And that's why I think it's interesting to cover this, because it's not the case that those of us who are interested in Me Too hoaxes are not aware of or don't care about cases where the person being accused actually did the thing that they're being accused of. And I think this is a very evident case of that type here. So I'm going to leave it there. I will talk to you guys later. Hopefully won't be as long before my next video, but I don't really know, because we are in the middle of packing up all our stuff now. I don't know how video friendly the Airbnb is going to be. When we get into the new house, I'll have a new office, a new room. I'm going to claim one of the rooms as my own and turn it into an office and music studio and video studio. So there will definitely be more videos once I'm in the new place, but I'm not sure what's going to happen between now and then, because just everything is up in the air. Half my stuff, well, about 2/3 of my stuff is in storage, and about half of what's remaining is in boxes. And we're getting down to the point where the only thing that's not packed is, large furniture and the clothes that we're actually wearing on a day-to-day basis, but like all the other clothes, all my sweaters and winter clothes and suits and everything are all packed away. And the only thing that's out are, underwear and socks and t-shirts and flannels and pants. All of which is just a very long roundabout way of saying that everything is in chaos right now. So it's hard to tell what's going to happen. But I hope you'll stick with me. I hope that this video informed you a little bit. And I would definitely urge you to check out the coverage on the Scientology-specific channels, any of the SPTV channels. Certainly Growing Up in Scientology is a great one. He's been all over this case, and he's the reporting has been good, and it was really interesting to watch his video last night. Andrew Gold, who runs a channel called On the Edge, he's had some decent coverage, and of course Mark and Claire Headley on Blown for Good. I understand that Leah Remini came out with a statement. I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna check that out. But yeah, definitely check out the Scientology channels, the SPTV channels, if you're, if you want the details on all this stuff. But I just wanted to check in with y'all and say hi and let you know about this. And hopefully I will be talking to you soon. But like I said, I have no idea. This whole process is kind of crazy. We literally just found out that we got the house this past weekend. And so now we're just in that kind of flurry of paperwork and, dealing with the mortgage company and the, insurance companies and yada, yada, yada. The whole ridiculous thing that makes moving so difficult. The part of the country that I live in, the Northeast, is, I don't know what it's like in other parts of the country, but the housing market here is ridiculous. We paid significantly over the asking price. And the reason that we opted to do that is because we bid on 2 other houses and we didn't get them because somebody outbid us, and we bid over the asking price on those too. We just went way over on this one because we really wanted it. So, but still, I think even at the price we paid, I think we got a good deal. So, hey, all right, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Graham out. Bye.